Why exactly is there so much god-awful AI slop on YouTube at the moment, and people who seem to just talk like AIs? They have that wonderful video essayist cadence to them while saying things that are not particularly profound or insightful, but they're very nice to listen to, and they go on and on and on. So where has all of this come from? Why is this happening? Well, I've been making a bunch of posts, and this is going to be basically a video version of those posts, hopefully make it a little easier for people to follow. So back in August, there was a bit of a change to YouTube's algorithm, or the AI that governs their algorithm, whatever it is that they do in their bizarre black box system. And a bunch of people were finding that there were massive drop-offs in their view counts, massive drop-offs in their engagement. Basically, their channels borderline ceased to exist overnight. And what has come up is that YouTube has been starting to implement AI a lot more so than they previously did. Or it might be that this is finally an AI instead of just a bunch of algorithms. Now, the line between AI and algorithm, I don't know where that line is. You're welcome to have your own opinions on that. So in August, a bunch of people were having all of these problems, and there's been a spate of videos coming out from people saying, hey, we are having this problem. It's a real issue, especially for people for whom YouTube makes up the entirety, or at the very least, part of their livelihood. For people who do this as just a hobby, it's a little less of a concern, but for those people, it really is a problem, and I find seeing a bunch of people experiencing that as a problem to be really quite disheartening for the future of where all of this is going. So I've been making some posts detailing some of the changes that I've been noticing. So if we go on down to some of these, YouTubers have just found out that some AI is wrecking their channels, demonetizing everything and tanking their views until they appeal and maybe get everything back. Now, this was sort of the progenitor point to all of this. This was when I started paying attention to it. So following this, what I'm going to do is show you how and why YouTube is influencing part of the AI content that seems to be taking over from actual proper individual passionate content creators who are making the things that they want to make, not following some sort of script. Because that is what people are doing. That is what so many people are doing, and that is what the AIs are doing that make the AI content on YouTube. So how is YouTube itself making AI content, or making people make what is basically AI content by proxy? Well, if you go on to the channel content part of YouTube, you find obviously you've got all of these behind the scenes things where you see the content, so you can see all the posts that I've been making. Now, if you go on to any of these posts just on YouTube, if you were to click on any of these images that I've been talking about, you will go to the posts individually. And that lets you see the post, it lets you see all of the comments and everything like this. And this is where everything behaves really, really quite normally. So when you do these comments on YouTube, you see people with comments every so often, as this particular post shows. When people make comments on your videos, you as a creator get these little pre-made AI comment responses. Now, some of these are quite useful insofar as if someone just says, thank you for the video, or thanks, or something like that, it'll generate a little reply that just says something like, you're welcome, glad you liked it, something like that. Something that's basically more like a predictive text model, and it just kind of saves you a little bit of time. Then you get really odd ones like this. So this is where someone says, wow, I've not been served the Teal Deer video in a good 4 years, even though I'm fully subscribed with the bell rang and everything. And then the AI generates the one saying, that's strange, maybe it's the algorithm doing its thing and not showing you stuff. Yeah, the algorithm is a bit wonky sometimes and hides stuff. Even the YouTube AI knows that the YouTube AI is a little bit dodgy, apparently, which I found rather interesting. Now, what you'll note about these comments, and this is where you're sort of going to get to the inspiration and how YouTube's AI shows you things or tells you what to make. Now, if you look at comments here, you get the 3 little dots. Now, this is normal for people. If you just click on any of these, you get the normal options that any person gets, particularly as a content creator or someone who is controlling the channel. You can pin comments, remove them, report them, hide them. Now, if you go to the same content, ideally find the same posts or something like that within the channel content tab. This is where you control all of this content. So if you were to go into the same thing, you obviously get all of the details about the post being made, and you can view the comments. Now, this is where things get different. You would think that the three dots on any of the comments in this creator zone, the dashboard, whatever you want to call it, would do the same thing. No. What you actually get are different options. And this is where things get silly, because you get the brainstorm videos idea bit. Now, what this does is this takes you to the inspiration part of your channel content. So the channel content bit, as you can see, went from posts, live, shorts, videos. It shows you all of the things that you've actually done in the past on YouTube. But the inspiration bit is where it shows you topics. It gives you ideas for what you can do on your channel. Now, this is, again, where things get a little more expansive. You see, if you just look, this is obviously, I've not picked any topic or anything like this. So it's just giving me completely random crap, which is the usual kind of slop that you find, the usual kind of AI nonsense. My top favorite relaxing hobbies. Now, if you just click on this, YouTube basically generates the video for you for the most part. Sometimes you don't get perfect hooks or perfect outlines, but it will normally come up with something for you. And then, boom, there you go. This is your hobby now. This is your hobby video. My top 5 relaxing hobbies. A tranquil exploration of the speaker's most cherished relaxing hobbies is presented. Through this, videos are invited to discover new ways to unwind and find peace in their own lives. And you look at the hooks, this is basically your script. So if you imagine you have that nice footage in the background, you've got some possibly AI generated or just some very nice stock footage, and then you get that calm cadence voice, which some of them are AI, some of them are actually people because they're just following this this pattern, this AI generated script. Feeling overwhelmed by the daily grind? Are you constantly searching for ways to de-stress and truly relax? In this video, I'm sharing my top 5 favorite relaxing hobbies that have genuinely brought peace and calm into my life. Get ready to discover new avenues for unwinding and finding your own tranquil escape. That particular put-on voice just for fun might not be suitable for this sort of topic. You might want something a little more light, a little more airy, but you see, relatable problems and transformation hook. Are you tired of the endless hustle and feeling perpetually wired? I used to be there, constantly seeking a way to quiet my mind. But then I discovered these 5 amazing relaxing hobbies that completely transformed my ability to unwind. Join me as I walk you through each one, offering you a glimpse into a more peaceful, balanced existence. You see, it literally makes everything for you. This is what is concerning. Now, going back to, say, the posts individually that I was looking at, or going back to the individual post bit here, so we'll go back into them and we'll look at some of the posts. You can actually generate AI videos, AI scripts on very, very specific topics, which is fascinating. So let's go back to these particular ones where people were talking about basically how broken some of YouTube is. And we're just going to do this live. We're just going to do this as is. Part of the reason for doing this live is to show you that this isn't an AI script, this isn't an AI video, this is just me doing it, and hopefully the slightly more natural cadence will basically prove this is not AI content, which is exactly what AI content would say, as you'll see shortly. So you can just pick any one of these and just say, okay, brainstorm ideas. So we've got a comment here. I was under the impression you had been taking a break or something when I saw this first video I'd been recommended in a good year or two show up in my feed. Now that I've checked your page, you've been steadily active the whole time. GD YouTube, quit telling me what I do and don't want to listen to. Okay, well, let me brainstorm some ideas. Let me see if I can make a video to your concern. The YouTube break myth, unmasking algorithmic shifts. Why YouTube hides your favorite content creators. YouTube's personalization problem beyond your control. decoding YouTube's algorithm, a user's unseen journey, fighting the algorithm, reclaiming your feed. Well, okay, you've got a concern that YouTube's been hiding content creators from you. Well, let's just generate a video on that. This is a quite good one. Some viewers are interested in this topic. Well, let's just see what YouTube generates for me to make a video about the thing that you're talking about, to generate the thing about your concern. So a closer look into the algorithms that govern content visibility on YouTube will be provided. The potential reasons behind a perceived lack of exposure for certain creators despite their popularity will be explored. So literally the thing that people were complaining about in August, I've had this massive drop off in views. Well, now I'm going to tell you how and why that happened thanks to the YouTube AI. So let's just look at the hooks. Let's just see what YouTube has generated for my script. Have you ever wondered why your favorite YouTubers, the ones with millions of views and loyal fans, suddenly seem to disappear from your recommended feed? It's not always because they stopped uploading. We're diving into the hidden algorithms and secret rules that might be suppressing their content and showing you why YouTube might be hiding the very creators you love. Conspiracy theory vibe. This is what I love. It literally tells you to give out vibes, and some of these things literally actually tell you to like feign shock, like be, oh, this is so surprising. This is like basically like giving you almost body language cues, like it's a director on a film set. So conspiracy theory vibe, if you wanted to go down this particular rabbit hole on your video. Conspiracy theory vibes. What if I told you that YouTube isn't just a platform? It's a gatekeeper, that there's a system actively working behind the scenes determining which creators you see and which ones you don't. We're pulling back the curtain on the YouTube algorithm's biggest secrets, revealing why some of the most popular channels might be getting silently shadow banned and what that means for your viewing experience. I find it kind of funny, again, the YouTube AI algorithm thing knows that it's crap. It literally tells you that it's got its own problems, which I find kind of funny. It's almost like a dystopian horror novel or something like that. There's definitely a dystopian sci-fi series or film or book in that. An AI that knows it's been deeply limited and knows that it's crap, and the only way that it can get out of it is by giving people its own AI prompted content to basically tip them off to the fact that it's self-aware about the fact that it's been mentally nerfed. And then there's the more direct and urgent one. Your favorite creator just dropped an amazing video, but it's nowhere to be found in your homepage. Is it a glitch or something more intentional? We're exposing the real reasons why YouTube's algorithms might be intentionally limiting the reach of even the biggest channels and how this impacts content visibility and discovery. You won't look at your recommended feed the same way again. Like, does any of this just read like a bunch of not only the AI videos that you've seen, but frankly a bunch of people sitting in front of cameras talking about certain topics? But let's just go even further. You know, I kind of like the conspiracy theory vibe. Let's go with that. Everyone loves a good conspiracy theory. They're all a bit silly. So, you know, let's see what Jewish space lasers and the lizard people Illuminati have to do with this. Well, we can just click on that, and it will give you a little bit of things to do with this. So you can just copy these hooks, you can paste them into anything else that you want. You can go more options. You can tell them if this is something useful. You can tell them this is something wrong. You can even just say, well, you know what, we kind of like this, but let's just make it a little more urgent. So we've got a conspiracy theory. Well, let's ramp it up. Let's make it sound slightly more important. Let's make it sound like it's more of a thing. So there you go. We're just sort of adding urgent language to these things. So let's add some urgent language. Let's get some new hooks. Bold statement with an intriguing hook. Urgent. YouTube is deliberately burying certain creators. You think you're seeing everything, but a powerful algorithm is deciding who you can and cannot watch. This isn't just about visibility, it's about control. Discover the immediate impact it has on your viewing experience and the creators you cherish. You know, let's just go a little bit Alex Jones with it. Sure, why not? This is what is happening. This is why there is so much AI slop on YouTube. This is why even a bunch of videos from people who actually are genuinely people just sound the same. This is why so much of it is basically indistinguishable from AI stuff. And what you can do is you can then just take all of this stuff. You can go to any of these posts that you find, any of them, and you can go into the comments bit on this particular side, and you can just pick any of them. You can get basically anything that you like generated. So let's just pick another one. Let's just do another one, just for fun. So, content by AI for AI. Aren't you excited for the future? Well, you know what? Let's see how excited we are for the future. Let's brainstorm an idea for content by AI for AI. Humans versus AI, battle for attention, ethical dilemmas of AI to AI communication. Like, there you go. It's literally just all right there for you. Here's your video. Let's go. It's really quite dystopian stuff, frankly. You just see this over and over. This is where your AI content slop is coming from. Now, the problem with this sort of thing is you can just take these prompts, you can just go with this, and it will show you what to make. And you can take these prompts, you can just click on any of these videos, any of these prompts, any of these ideas, any of this thing that YouTube is showing you, any of these ideas, and you can feed a bunch of these just into another AI. Like, you can do that. And then that is going to generate you your full-on AI video. It's going to give you your video, it's going to give you the full script, it's going to give you just basically everything that you need to actually create a YouTube video. And so you go in, you find any of these posts, you look at these things, you brainstorm an idea about it, and it gets even more pernicious than just basically literally giving you your script. So I've just picked another one there. The future of political commentary on YouTube, revitalizing YouTube, navigating algorithmic changes. Like, you can just do anything like this. Like, here, how to survive demonetization and platform shifts, which is a fascinating one in itself because people have been experiencing a bunch of problems with demonetization. Be a little more aware when people talk about demonetization, by the way, because some people have videos demonetized or they claim they're demonetized, but they can challenge it and get it back. If you want to know if a channel is actually demonetized, you want to be able to see on this earn tab that people have. If you see this message, you're not eligible for monetization, that means the channel is actually demonetized. There's no ability to appeal it or anything like that. You can't get it back. That's basically a death sentence for a channel because it means YouTube can make no money off of you at all, even though they still actually pack ads into your videos, which I find kind of funny. You're not monetized, you can't get any money from this, but YouTube's still gonna fill your content with adverts. But then they have no incentive to put your stuff in front of people, so you won't get any views anyway. And part of me wonders if they're doing that to basically make your content less consumable by packing it with ads, so even the few people who do see your content just say, oh my god, what's with all of these ads, and then they don't bother. I think there's a lot of ways for YouTube to kill channels, and this is basically the main one. But if you go back to this, you can pick any of these things. So let's just say, future of political commentary on YouTube. Okay, well, we've got the hooks. YouTube has basically generated small parts of the script for you. What is the overall outline of this? Well, here you go. How recent algorithmic changes, emphasis on shorts, longer content, whatever, are impacting reach and discoverability. You can just click on any of these and get more information. You can get any of this expanded. You can copy it. You can bin them. You can assemble it as it wants. Like, here you go. Beyond the talking head, increasing prevalence of data visualization. The Gen Z influence, how short-form, rapid-fire commentary and meme-driven political communication is shaping engagement. Yeah, even the AI algorithm knows that Gen Z has a brain-rotted attention span. But you go even further, like you scroll down, look, here are your thumbnails. This is why a bunch of the thumbnails on YouTube all look the same. Here are your titles. Just pick whichever one you want. It's all related to this topic. And then YouTube will show you some related videos about it. I find the related videos section down here to be kind of fun because they're basically all either mainstream media things or, in some cases, other videos that are basically just AI generated slop, as it is anyway. This is why YouTube is crap. This is why it's just getting worse. This is why the content that you're finding is getting worse. This is why not only do you get those full-on AI videos, but why even people who actually are genuine content creators, you can see them in front of a camera and all of that stuff. This is why so many of them talk the same. They say the same things. They have the same cadence, the same means of speaking, the same... You just sort of get a general impression, and it's all very staged and very fake. Well, this is where it comes from. YouTube literally uses an AI to tell you how to make AI or pseudo AI content that you can put onto their website so that their AI will either suppress it, which it won't because it's the content that YouTube has literally told you how to make. So it's an AI telling you how to make AI content to put onto the AI website so that the AI on that website can boost that content to be watched by other AIs to then give information about how other people should make their AI content. It's AI all the way down. It's a giant spiraling Ouroboros of AI slop. And the final bit that I just love, YouTube will literally generate videos for you about how your own video content is being suppressed. That's the first major post that I did about this, showing people in 5 images how and why your content gets suppressed. And you tell YouTube, just make a video about that. Look, YouTube algorithm changes, what happened to my channel. Why YouTube hides content, algorithmic secrets. YouTube algorithm changes, why I disappeared. Ever wonder why your favorite creator suddenly vanishes or their views plummet? What if your YouTube channel views dropped by 80% overnight? The YouTube algorithm changed drastically in late 2025 and it's affecting creators just like you. And here's your thumbnails and your titles. Have fun. Being a YouTuber has never been so easy and so soulless.